So I have notes because the last time I came up here, I had something specific to talk about and said something completely different. But I guess it inspired a lot of people, so maybe I should toss my notes and ramble again. Just kidding. First off, wow, 6 years is a long time. I've had people come up to me and be like, whoa, you're in grade 12? I remember when you were a little rookie running around. Yeah, please forget those days. I have barred them from my mind and you should too. But 6 years, wow. Quizzing has changed my life. I have so many friends that are so amazing, and quizzing friends are friends for life. Bible quizzing has taught me so much. Humility, that's a huge one. Patience, how to endure pain in my thighs. But most importantly, that the application of God's Word is more important than any competition. The competition in quizzing has been literally my life ever since I made it to internationals my first time back in 2014. Ever since then, I walked into quizzing every year with the only goal in my mind being internationals. But not this year. I realized that I was putting too much emphasis on the competition and not the application, the winning and not the doing. The mission of quizzing is to see visible evidence of the application of God's Word in the lifestyle of each participant. And here my goal was to make the internationals team every year. I'm not saying this was wrong. I still want to make the internationals team, of course I do. Strive to do your best. Work hard at your quizzing. You will never regret time spent studying God's Word. What I'm saying is that I was missing the point of Bible quizzing in general. What am I here for? If it's all about the competition, I'm doing it wrong. This is about God. Don't let your focus slip like I let mine. I don't know if I'll make the internationals team this year. I hope so. But that's no longer my focus, like it's been constantly for the past 3 years of my life. I'll strive to do my best, but God's will is God's will, and it will be done. The focus should be on God, not me. And as for me, I have learned to be content in any situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want, whether first place or last. I can do all this through Christ who strengthens me. So I'll leave you with this question. What is your focus in Bible quizzing? At the end of every year at finals, we have something of a sharing time where people can come up and they can share a Bible verse. They can share what God has put on their heart to say. And they have a special time set aside for the grade 12s to come up and say something to the younger quizzers. And that was what I read for everybody in CMD to hear, and I guess now for you to hear. I think this video is going to be a lot shorter than the last 3. If you want to watch the other 3 videos in this little mini series, you know, all about my years at internationals, you can check them out up there. Yeah, up there. They'll be showing up, I think. Depends if my tech is great. Anyway, I think this one's going to be a lot shorter because what I learned is pretty much straightforward, and I guess it just put a little bow tie on, you know, the entirety of my quizzing career. Just sort of looking back and realizing the amount of emphasis that I had put on the competition and not on really anything else. So Internationals 2017, it was a really great last year. I remember there was 4 of us grade 12s, and so that made it a lot of fun. There was 3 of us on our team, so our very last quiz was kind of emotional for all 3 of us. I remember that. But the thing about my last year in quizzing was that it was full of just those little tiny just memories that stick with me. I remember at finals we made it into the finals and we actually won finals, which actually coincidentally the last time that my church had won finals was 27 years prior to that, and it was my mom's team in her grade 12 year. Coincidence? I think not. So anyway, it was a really great ending to my time at Districts, and I remember one of my last questions was, I finished the verse, and all I got was, "Then Jesus." And I do believe we have the clip. I'm gonna roll the clip.
Question 20 is going to be a finish the verse question. Finish this verse. Question number 20. Question. Then Jesus. Sarah?
Then Jesus. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up.
You're correct. That's the quiz. Congratulations, Outlook. Congratulations, West Skating. Congratulations, Vanguard. Good job, guys.
Yeah, that was a that was a very crazy question. I thought it would be, I don't remember if it was my last question, but it might have been my last question. But it was a great way to end my time at Districts. Now, at internationals, you know, we as a team, we did really well. We we were the first place team after prelims. So I guess you know exactly what happened after that. Bang, bang, out. Yeah, that's literally what happened. We had our two worst quizzes, the first two quizzes of eliminations, and yeah, we were eliminated. So that was that. I remember we might have cried, but I still remember my very last question was a finish the verse, and I think, what was it that I jumped on? I think I jumped on like also or something. It was just, there was too many verses that started with that word, and I remember walking up and I remember looking at the quizmaster and she looked at me and we just both knew I was going to err. And this was question number 20, mind you, so we both knew this was my very last question ever. And I was like, you know what? I am just going to quote a verse with such confidence the crowd will be surprised that I got it wrong. But actually no one was surprised because everybody knew by the look on my face that I didn't know it. So I mean, whatever. I erred on my very last question. A lot of people do. But anyway, I think that last year was probably one of the best years, like not competition wise, but just, you know, one of the best years that I had at internationals, because my coaches, they were amazing. My team, I love my team, and like it was such a great last year. And also, to top it off, my younger sister actually came with me, and so I mean that was great. I got to see her at her first time at internationals, and what would you know, her team got into finals. So I mean, it was great. It was a really great last year, and I think what made it so great was, you know, all of that, plus the fact that, you know, I was relaxed. I didn't honestly care about the competition. Like, I mean, I cared because it was a competition and it was my job to do as good as I could, right? But I didn't care what happened or how I did. And I just, my coaches, just while they were competitive, they put us all at ease, and it was just sort of like, you know, when we came out as first after prelims, of course, they told us, and they were like, so we all kind of know where this is kind of going. So I think, like, we went into eliminations knowing that the chances of us, you know, doing good were, I wouldn't say they were low, it was just, the statistics don't lie, unless you're in 2016 and they're individual stats. But anyway, but yeah, that's really honestly all I have to say about that year. It was a fun year, it was great, it was like the cherry on top of my entire quizzing career. It was just one of the best ways that I could have ended my quizzing career. Just the memories that it left me with, and the people that I grew close to, just, it was all just great. And while I didn't do competition-wise as good as I had done the year before, you know, that was a one-off, that was definitely a one-off, it didn't matter, right? It was just a really fun and relaxing year, just a nice end to the craziness that had been my quizzing career. And I remember at the very end, as we were piling into the van, one of the members of the CMD committee, she told me that she wanted me to be a C quizmaster. That's something that has stuck with me, and you know what? I did. I became the C quizmaster. She recommended me to the officials coordinator, and that was that. I was the C quizmaster, and I have been the C quizmaster ever since. And I say the C quizmaster because while other people have come in and been quizmasters in the C, I have been, for the past 3 years, I have been the constant, always there at every single meet, C division quizmaster. And when I say C, it's the rookie division. So I'm the one who gets to introduce these kids into the joys of Bible quizzing. And this is the end to my little mini series on internationals. I might do something of a mini series, or maybe just one video, about what I learned being a quizmaster in Bible quizzing. I know my first year was rather interesting. Comment down below if you want to hear about my first year of being a quizmaster, because you know what, that was eventful. It was eventful. Also, comment down below if you still want to hear about my harrowing reference question from 2016, because that was also harrowing. I think while scripting the videos does give me an exact idea on what I'm supposed to be saying, I think I'm a little bit more myself when I am just sitting in front of the camera rambling, and I just edit out all the weird parts like that. And I don't know, this feels a lot more real than scripted, but I mean, the last video was a little bit serious, so I didn't want to ramble. Anyway, if you want to watch more videos about quizzing, you can check out my playlist, The Quizzing Corner, where I have my vlogs and these videos. And if quizzing just isn't your thing, I have other stuff. If you like what you see, hit subscribe and the little bell thingy, because apparently you can subscribe and just not ever get notifications that people put up videos. I don't understand that, but then maybe some people just subscribe to like so many channels. They're like, but I don't want videos from this person, I just want to subscribe to them. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, and if you like this video, maybe share it too, because I hear that's a way to grow your channels, for people to share your videos. Okay. Well, that's all, folks. Sarah out. Wait, yes. If you want to go to internationals, do it!
Sarah, what are you doing?
I'm spinning, obviously. Oh my god!
The ground is stuck.
That was a little too much momentum.
Are you dying?
Well, there was like so much momentum and I didn't realize where my body was going to flip next. So it was like, oh my gosh, I'm falling in every direction, but no direction at the same time.
All the directions.
All the directions at once.
It's pretty amusing.
I don't understand this. Like, if you know what you're doing, but if you put too much momentum in it, you'll face plant.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.